This is the technical difficulties. We're playing Citation Needed. Joining me today, he reads books. You know, it's Chris Joel.
Something in my teeth.
I'm Gary Brannan.
Insert power cable here.
Where?
Oh, you know.
You committed to that. I didn't think you'd go for that one.
I don't think you go right in it.
Yeah.
And the bounties man on the internet, Matt Gray.
Bienvenue, YouTube.
In front of me, I have an article from Wikipedia, and these folks can't see it. Every fact they get right is a point and a ding. And a special prize for a particular good answer, which is...
Mystery Biscuits!
Oh, yeah. And today we are talking about Project Cybersyn.
There are many Cybersins.
Is it a campaign by the Church of England to absolve robots of their sins?
No, and it is spelt S-Y-N.
Oh, come on. This is a novel or something.
No, this is entirely real, but I bet it sounds a little bit science fiction.
So is it sin or synthetic?
It's an abbreviation of something. I'll give you 1 point for that.
Synergy.
Point.
Hey!
It is indeed a portmanteau of cybernetics and synergy.
Is it a government policy somewhere?
Oh, yes, have a point. Does anyone want to guess where in the world?
America.
Which bit?
The South.
Now, if I say
Whatever
the
the
words,
answer was correct is the one I meant.
yes, Gary, have a point. It's in South America.
Hey!
Chile.
No, I'm fine. I got a jumper on.
I deliberately didn't pronounce it Chile, just so you wouldn't do that joke.
Sod it. It's happening anyway. Deal with
And
it.
so, to be fair, all that did was make you sound really pretentious.
Yes.
Chile.
Chile, I think you'll find it's pronounced.
I think you find it's pronounced child.
That's what Jimi Hendrix says. So that's what we do.
Voodoo. It's not voodoo chili. Or maybe it should be that.
It's Voodoo Chile.
Voodoo Chile.
Voodoo Chile. You know, it's one of those sleeveless jackets.
Voodoo
But you
Chile.
become a zombie when you put it on.
Voodoo Chile.
I'm so puffy and warm. And
Chile is the far left of bottom America, right?
It is. Most of the way down.
America.
far left of bottom America. You navigate like I do. It's the long one, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the long
Yeah.
thin one that goes all the way down one side.
We went to school, you know.
About when are we talking? When would you expect to see
Lunchtime.
2:30.
Two men swinging at the same ball. Ready?
What? It's like one of those outtakes from baseball games. You see the two people running for the same ball. It's crap. What decade would you expect to hear Project Cybersyn?
If this isn't 80s, I am
Say-
disappointed.
You're going to be disappointed. It's the 70s. Have a point, Matt.
Oh, are we making South American robots?
1971 to 1973.
Is that when they took over and killed everyone?
No.
South America in that era? That's a dubious joke to be making.
Yeah, actually, that's what ended Project Cybersyn, was a military coup that destroyed the control room.
Yes.
Yes.
But
It was military.
Military coup.
the pigeons are coming. Release the robots. Sir, the robots aren't finished. The pigeons are pecking them to pieces. What a
Sir,
world.
the robots are pigeons.
Oh my god, I can't take my glasses off. My own contacts.
My God. Yeah. What I would like in a robot pigeon is two things. One, someone would have to spend ages perfecting that pigeon walk so their heads go back and forth at the same speed they walk
Oh,
still.
that's easy. You just
sorry.
you put
I just-
another linkage across their neck and have it connected to the back of their spine.
It's more the gyro that's got to try and not compensate for that. And the other is they'll still make it so they pick up cigarette butts.
Every pigeon in the square moving in unison.
That would be creepy.
Oh, we've gone too far now.
Laser eyes.
Yeah, Natch, obviously. What else? They can't hold one. They got wings, damn it. It's not going to flap its wings to fly. It's going to have a rocket up its bum.
But for those of you just tuning in, Project Cybersyn is not robot pigeons.
I can just see a whole Trafalgar Square of pigeons just stopping, wings extending, and just them all launching upwards in synergy.
Now that's compared to them all turning around and looking at you in synergy. That's a beautiful image.
Project Cybersyn, gentlemen.
Robot pigeon, wasn't it?
Robot
No.
rocket-arsed pigeons. We've confirmed this already, Tom.
Chile, 1970, early 1970s as well.
Was it a public computing project?
Ooh, you can have a point, but what do you mean by public?
A terminal in a cafe for everyone to use?
No, not
I
quite.
was going to go with one of these state-sponsored productivity drives that is going to put robots in factories to make things more efficient.
Yeah, you keep doing this. It's like, is it a state-sponsored productivity robots in No. State-sponsored. You know, I will give you a point. State-sponsored productivity because we've, socialist government.
Yeah.
Then. What were they trying to do?
Get everyone computer.
Say, teach computer literacy.
No, but that's too early. That's
Way
70s.
too early.
It's way too
Oh no, the
That's
thing then was
mid-80s
all
now.
about improving productivity in workplaces because that's where places end up with robotic shop floors and stuff. So is it to do with shipping and transport and integrated movement of goods and stuff like that?
Yes, have a point.
Databases, isn't it?
And you have a point as well. It was an attempt to plan the economy of Chile using one massive computer system.
Now, as this had a very short
Ooh,
period of time
yeah.
working, do I assume it wasn't entirely successful and everyone ended up burning down?
No, it did actually have a bit of success.
Did it declare humans as no longer essential?
No, they managed to switch it on to look at the errors in the code.
The screen flashes, you're better off with a coup. I know nothing about the politicals here. I don't know if that's even appropriate.
We've turned it on and all the screen says is death.
All the state-run factories were given a computer terminal where they typed all their details in and what was happening. And that got fed back to...
The president's office.
The mainframe.
A fellow in very small glasses with a slide rule.
Matt's closer.
America!
No, it was a central control room in Chile, complete with what?
Coffee machine.
What?
Toilets.
There was a lot of money
If it's the
spent...
70s, a strike.
I'll tell you what, have a point. It helped deal with striking truck workers.
By killing them.
No. No.
What? Computer, what is our solution? It just says death again.
Whatever I press.
Striking truck drivers blocked all the access streets going into the capital. But they were able to work out what routes were free, what factories still had some workers that could send things out, and they used this central computer for it.
Oh, it had Google Maps.
Not really back then.
No, Bing.
But
Oh, God.
what?
I see you want to visit the centre of the Atlantic Ocean.
Oh.
Here is a picture of France. Thanks, Ben.
Thanks, Bing. Bing would be so much better if it was voiced by Bing Crosby. So, I see you want to find out more about York and England, do you? Well, son, here you go.
Except it's Bing, so you'd just be given a map of the New York tube system.
Son, why do you want to go anywhere else?
That's all you need to know about York. You're not there.
Well game, fellas.
What did the Central Planning Office have for the 7 people that were sat around?
Seats.
Super cool lean-back consoles with many screens and...
I'm gonna give you the point. They
This
had
is the 70s, whirling tape and light, surely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there we go. 1970s
Switchbacks.
Star Trek science fiction style command console chairs for the 7 people who took all this information in and made the decisions.
A sign on the toilet saying Captain's Log.
Which is fine, apart from the chaps that are in the very short dresses.
Oh yeah,
I'm thinking Star Trek uniforms here.
yeah. The early Next Generation Star Trek had gender-neutral uniforms that were basically short dresses down to about...
I believe they were called scants.
Scants, yes.
I thought that's like a crisp-based snack.
Scant.
Scants.
You scants.
Yeah, but you open the bag, there's not much in.
No.
Buy them today. Because the computer told you.
Buy them or face the pigeons.
You know, in history, there are these people who have these grand dreams of socialist planning and computers that are never made real. This man's dream became real.
William Shatner, he just wanted a real-life enterprise.
What country did Stafford beer come from?
America!
No?
The United Kingdom!
Yes, he did. A British management cybernetics consultant.
What?
Hell.
In 70s?
In
You can't be
1970s.
that anymore, can you?
Stafford beer.
If you have to be a startup to be one of those now.
He also sympathised with the Chilean socialists. And that worked quite well.
I imagine it did.
He basically got, I don't know if it was a phone call in those days, but he got a message out of the blue.
Probably a telex.
Telex, surely.
Telex.
From the computer.
From the wonderfully named Fernando Flores. And he basically dropped all his other work and said, yes, I will go to Chile.
Someone
and
picks it
help-
up later, be all over the floor.
Yeah, and help the socialists.
Did they have a 5-year plan?
Well, they did, but it lasted about 2 years.
I was going to say, did that
That's
not
the
work out?
duration of most 5-year plans in my experience, actually, yeah.
Let me guess, they off quite soon after.
No, they were given a military coup. No,
Give
they
them
were given
a happy birthday to you.
Here's a military coup. You 5 minutes to leave, and your family too.
Mr. Yes, yes.
I mean, Chris, you pressed the button there, but it was entirely justified. Those are biscuits for Gary. Well done. Yes, the 1973 Chilean coup d'etat.
Aren't those little things you have at parties?
That's
Coup d'etat. A coup d'etat.
It's shaped like a tiny rifle.
This one's a tiny.
Oh, avant-garde.
Oh, it's taken over my intestines.
Yes, the caviar was somewhat suspect.
Opens the fridge. Flags. Parade.
Tins of pilchards going around like nuclear missiles.
But then, many years later, people are wearing red T-shirts with crudités on.
Big pictures of a tin of sardines. Being held. They were obviously airbrushed to make them look a bit newer.
yeah.
The smoked salmon ones at the top, because though all men are born equal, some are more equal than others.
Apart from one really old one in the middle. It looks like it could fall off at any time.
With an awesome moustache.
It's a Chilean coup, so big hat, sunglasses.
Who backed the Chilean coup, 1973?
The computer did.
It's got to be the States.
Got to be the States. Richard Nixon's government. Yes. There's a name you might recognise. Came to power afterwards.
Pinochet.
Pinochet.
Oh, damn it, I would have been right.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
It was the coup in which Pinochet came to power, and as part of this, the massive infrastructure of socialism that Nixon and the US states were fighting against, this massive computer orchestrated thing, destroyed. It's worth pointing out, in less than... I didn't actually intend for that to connect. Sorry.
Hello!
Bags at dawn, ladies. He's right, it was worth pointing out.
That is the most shut that door slap I've ever seen, Tom. It really is.
It's worth mentioning that they actually did get to advanced prototype in under 2 years, which for a central government operation, like, I don't think Britain could do that with one thing right now, let alone a big national project.
So they went full-on startup.
Yeah,
They had the great idea. They burned out after 2 years, almost literally. That's it. That's all the startup does.
Yeah, they managed it, and no one really got any money at the end.
Yeah.
And the person whose idea it was, despite the fact that it was technically a failure, went back and had a successful career doing other things.
And no one's heard about it now.
Basically, a tech startup. There you go.
The late 90s. Documented right there.
Yes. So congratulations at the end of that. I think, Gary, you very clearly win this one. You win a restaurant that cooks lingerie over a box of hot coals that was previously owned by a famous civil engineer.
Oh, God.
It's Brunel's Braziers and Braziers Brasserie. So congratulations, enjoy that. With that, we say goodbye to Chris Joel, to Gary Brannan, to Matt Gray. I've been Tom Scott, and we'll see you next time.
Is that what in this country we're called Digestive Biscuit Island?
Graham Crackers.
Thank you, and for the will you guys over the water.
I occasionally get emails from internet startups who want to try and get our videos on something. I've got one for them. For someone who's trying to bring the TV experience to YouTube.
Is it a condition that cellists suffer because of the position they must place themselves in when playing the cello, and therefore vibrations cause some kind of painful rash?